Hi everyone, welcome back to Rover Restoration. I have been over here during the week because I was going to show you all how to fit the front springs and the front suspension and everything, but I didn't end up managing to do it as I hoped. So I did film some, but I'll scrap that video because I ended up doing it a totally different way. Because what my plan was, if I can find it, as you can see I've got it all in there, but the plan was to use threaded rod to go through there, these brackets, to pull it all in. But when I tried to remove the rods, I couldn't get one of them back in, so I ended up using my spring clamps. So I didn't end up filming it. Right, so what I'm going to do is try and film it on the other side using my spring clamps. Right, so that's what I'm going to do today. Right, so the first thing I've got to do, I've got my cups and my new spring. See both of my cups. One that the bell crank rubber sits in, the one that sits against the bulkhead. I think the proper spring clamp compressors originally would have been they hook into these, but yeah, well, I haven't got one of them, the proper Rover one anyway. And this way seems just as good. Right, I'll get that in there. Just like that. So they just sit in there, and then the spring sits up in that way. Right, I'm going to move the camera slightly and be back. Right, now hopefully you can see what I'm doing. But I'm not going to put the spring clamps on it yet. Hopefully, if I remember correctly. What we can actually, no, I just remembered something else. I need to put the studs back in here because I'm not doing it the way that I've done it before. I'll do that and then I'll be back. Found my socket. Thought I might as well move the camera as I turned it off. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts to hold that in. So we'll pull it in. Oh. That's it, that's held in place now, so we go back up front, release the tension off the spring. Easy as that. He says, it ain't that easy. It's horrible. Alright, so hopefully I can slowly release this off slightly now. It's not quite sitting down far enough. my pins have got caught. It's handy. The springs jumped up at the back now. Right. Hopefully that'll drop back in there now. It's not good. That's not ideal because I've got a funny feeling now actually that I might have left these on until after I'd fitted the shock absorber. Right, I'm going to set that back up again and I'll be back. Right, so I put the clamps back on there now, and this bit is quite sketchy to be honest, but because now I've got to jack this arm up enough to get the shock absorber on it. See, the worst thing is there's not much weight in the car, so right, now that ain't going to work as sketchy as you like. Now I'm scared to take it down. Right, so after vast amounts of mucking about, I didn't end up filming it in the end, but it is rather sketchy, so unfortunately you're going to have to find your own best way. But basically I wrapped a strap round there and round the front of my jack to hold the car while I jacked this arm up so that I could get the shock absorber in. But getting this in is an absolute nightmare. Trying to get that split pin through on that back hole, which is the one it needs to be in, is an absolute nightmare. So that has taken me absolutely ages, so I'm afraid that is going to be it for this video. I'm not sure how long it'll be because I haven't really filmed that much. All I need to do now is take my spring clamps off. Obviously it's not going to go anywhere now. At least that top arm's in, and obviously the one on the other side now. So we've just got the bottom arm to put in. But even these bolts, I'm only going to put them in loose until after all the engine and everything's in, so all the weight's on the front of the car, so I don't put any strain on the bushes. Right, so that's about it for this time. So take it easy, and I'll see you soon. See ya.